of course, to be able to always stay peaceful and happy is not an easy task, no? And if things don't happen around us, they start happening inside us, no? Even there, if outside is quite peaceful, then usually something comes up, no? From the subconscious, some desire, some aversion, something suddenly which was maybe there before and you weren't so much noticing, now it's a bother, when you want it out or something. So in that way we also have to a little bit accept that, no? But still try to stay in this kind of detached attachment. And there basically I advise two things. And one is like an attitude, and the other is a technique. And so the attitude is really that at some point, somehow, you no longer accept unhappiness. And you're observing yourself on that level. And whenever you feel it, you're like, oh, whatever is then happening, if it's possible, you drop it and you first fix it. So that's very important, because if you don't nip this in the bud, it's just going to grow. We were talking about that, like you can say, procedure before also, how this one little negativity then changes your energy, and from that more negative energy other things come up, and suddenly maybe even it comes like an avalanche, and then in just, let's say, half-hour time, you can move from being relatively normally happy into unhappiness, and have a lot of work then maybe to do to again get out of it. So to be quick is absolutely essential, and so that is an attitude. But yeah, maybe also not so easy to have that attitude, let's say, because it may feel like you are overreaching yourself, no? It feels like it's quite something, and yeah, it is. And if you would do this, like, let's say, a little prematurely, then it's probably not going to work, and then you might take that personal, and in that way lose self-confidence. So to come to the point where you say, I no longer accept unhappiness, and I'm going to fight it whichever way possible the moment it manifests itself, okay, it's not a light thing, no? But I still think it's the main thing. And to say you're going to fight it does also not mean that you immediately have to win this fight. So if you do it in a good way, then also your self-confidence will not so much be threatened by any problem that comes, and then you're just not able to stay happy. You are going into anger, you are going into anxiety or some other negativity, and yeah. So, but to have that attitude, to really watch yourself and just immediately react. If you react immediately and you turn the energy again in a positive way, then it's actually relatively easy. And then it becomes relatively easy if you also have one standard preferred technique to change your energy. The typical kind of technique that people mostly use to change their energy actually is to change their thinking. They feel that, okay, this is happening, how can I think about it so that I can more easily accept it and remain peaceful because of it. But that is actually quite a weak kind of technique, because that does not directly affect your energy. It's a process of thinking about something and coming to a conclusion that, well, maybe it's not all that bad, or that you understand why somebody is behaving in a bad way, or whatever. And so that is going to take some time. But if at that time there is a negative feeling, it's also going to affect your thoughts. And whatever positive thoughts you're trying to have might like twist them around and make them sound like, okay, not very powerful. No? So when I say you need one technique, then I really mean something quite practical that changes the energy. And so that is then personal, what it is. It is something in which you have invested also quite a lot of time in practice, and something which works relatively rapidly. And so it may be breath. Breath has that big advantage of being very fast. I use, for example, mostly hard breathing there, which is like a combination of focusing on the breath in the area of the heart chakra. And then, okay, in my case, because I've been doing this a lot, that immediately produces a very good energy, and then very easily brings a smile on my face. And then I can start, whatever positive thinking or other things that I can do to kind of deal with it, but keeping that attention there. But so it might be something like that. It might definitely also be the mantra that you've mostly been working with. And let's say in the secondary phase, that is also what I would do. Focus on the heart breathing. Okay, it's there, but I can maybe feel that it's there, but not very strong, still like struggling to overcome that negative energy. Then I'm going to add the mantra to it, because the mantra does not work so fast on our gross energy body, but it works very well on the subconscious mind. So if something happened that really triggered something in me subconsciously, which is sensitive, then the mantra will be the best way to, quiet that down and profoundly change the feeling. So, that's really like something that you have to kind of decide for yourself, what it is, and then always use that. No, because we also tend not to do that. One time we will respond in this way, the other time we'll respond in that way. One time we'll make a cup of tea, the other time we'll take our guitar, the next time we'll start some breathing, and then we use some mantra, and and all these things are very good to do and can be part of, let's say, your daily program. But you really do need one thing, and that is the one thing in which you excel, the one thing in which you have invested a lot, the one thing which really does work very well for you. And so that you use to just not go into that negativity. That is the best way to kind of not get caught by life and the drama of it. You need that. So you need to choose that. Every one of you needs to really think now, or maybe tomorrow or something. Okay, what is my thing there? What is that thing that works best for me? And then start working with that, both in your, let's say, practice, always giving enough attention to it, and then especially start using it whenever you feel your energy is going a little bit in the wrong way. And then by doing that, confidence will also come. And you will know, something happens, okay, I throw my thing at it, it stands no chance. You have that confidence. So that way you can do it. And okay, maybe not if somebody dies or something really terrible happens. Some sadness, some unpleasantness. Anyhow, we cannot always run away from it. I hope that is also clear in my answer. That these techniques, this attitude, cannot be used to deal with just any kind of problem. If something really touches us deeply, if some attachment is really triggered, if somebody's really done something really bad to us, then there are other ways also in which we have to respond. and not just try to like stay away from it. Sometimes we need to really dive into our unhappiness, find out what is really there, and in that way then be able to more durably work with it. But we can say that in normal life, 99% of the things that may kind of change our energy towards unhappiness are actually not very important. Actually, not things that require all that much like work. But still, so many people get caught in unhappiness because of it. It may be just a little thing somebody is saying to you in a message, or which you feel is a little bit dishonest or something, or I don't know, you did something wrong yourself, you forgot something, and there's some consequence to it, or you didn't, I don't know, earn that much money on whatever you were selling on eBay, then you were thinking, all these things, all these little things, but still they can affect you a lot. If you let that happen, then you are, like a plant subject to the wind and the rain, and then all the time, you can be brought out of balance. So that is definitely something each of us can do. No, this is not a very difficult thing, but you need to choose one and have that technique. And yeah, as your confidence there is a little bit growing, then yeah, you just don't accept unhappiness anymore unless, okay, it's a big thing that needs to be felt in order to be solved. Sometimes we really don't know. We feel very bad, but we don't really see why this is so difficult. So then we, okay, maybe need to feel a little more to find out.